Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to talk about the top mistakes that players are going to make at the start of their account and that might heavily impede their progress. I think I made this video 2 years ago, but I think it's due a makeover, so that's what we're going to get into. Keep in mind, all those things are not meant to make fun of you or blame you for doing those things. They are meant to help you to not do them, or if you have done them, to not do them again in the future. So that being said, if you'll find this helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let's get into it. By the way, they are not going to be in any particular order, just the 10 worst things you can do. First up, your 3 characters are not your best team. Your 3 highest rated characters are not your best team. I've seen this a lot, but this happens only in the very early stages of the game. People eventually figure out things, but until they figure them out, they're going to be like, oh wow, I got Skinflint Sakoman here, and I got less of Joker. And I also got Sarah Banshee. They're all good characters, they're all good damage dealers, I'm going to put them in the same team. No, that's not how it works, and Justice Mobile works in terms of team synergy. And while Skinflint Sakoman, Dr. Fate, and Sarah Banshee are indeed great characters, you need to give them the proper supports. For example, Skinflint Sakoman will need a Dr. Fate, or this passive here that allows a power bar decrease, and another support character. I'm not going to go into detail with that because this is not about what specific teams every single character needs, but try to think for yourself, because I'm not able to be aware of what resources you have available to yourself. At the start you might have, let's say, a Skinflint Sakoman here. You might not have a Shazam to give him or a classic Wonder Woman, but you might have an Armored Superman. Armored Superman is going to be a decent combo builder for him and will be giving him some defense and will make him more tanky, and you're going to have a Dr. Fate eventually to give it. If you don't feel like you need a tank, then you can replace Armored Superman with Silver Bane, because if we take a look at the Silver Bane passive, this will give more damage to basic attack hits, and while not the best option in general, might be the best option for you. So when you're building a team, take a look at your roster and what characters do and how they can support each other, so that instead of making one team where you mash together 3 of your best characters, you're going to make 3 teams out of them, and they're going to actually be more efficient than the team where they are all together. Another mistake that some people make is ignoring the star rating of support characters. So here we have the Batman team, right? We have Batman, Catwoman, Grodd, and Robin. Which character in the Batman team is the most important to get first to 6 stars? If you had said Catwoman, then you're wrong. The most important thing to get first to 6 stars is going to be Batman Ninja Robin, because his passive is going to be the reason why the Batman team deals damage, Ninja Lethality. This will give them lethal attack damage, and this will be the main let's say damage avenue for this team. Same goes for the League of Anarchy with Entangling Poison Ivy star rating and a lot of other teams. I do have a separate video and you just have to search characters worth maxing out, where I tell you at which star rating you should stop with characters when they reach their peak performance. For example, Dr. Fate and Power Girl will do fine for you at 4 stars because of the power reduction passive maxing out at 4 stars and so on. So go take a look at that video if you have doubts, but do not ignore the star rating as support characters, because it's very important and in some certain teams is crucial. For example, yet again, League of Anarchy and the Batman Ninja team. Going for a perfect build right off the get-go. I saw this back when I was streaming. By the way, I will eventually stream again. I haven't quit streaming, but yeah, some people are going to go and look at my builds. I do have a lot of videos on builds, and they're going to follow them exactly the way I said the perfect build will go, and that's a little bit of a mistake, and I explain in the build videos. You are not going to have the perfect build for a long time, so you need to settle with something that's going to be a little bit less than the perfect build. And the extent to which some people do it, it's that there's, let's say, their Skinflint Sakoman has over here the stats. It has, let's say, 50% crit chance and 200% crit damage, and I'm like, why haven't you maxed your percentage values? Oh, those percentage values will come later on as I will reroll the talents and get them. No, you don't do it that way. Until you're going to get the perfect build, and you're very far away most likely from getting the perfect build, make sure you max out your percentage values in the detriment of attack, because attack is going to be nowadays the least important thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important, but getting it on gears is far less important than getting your percentage value sorted out. So don't go straight for the absolute perfect build, and along the way max out your percentage values on the gears, and eventually when, let's say, you're going to get better talents, you can swap them with attack, and there's not going to be a huge loss of resources, and you have far more to gain from doing that. Another mistake that a lot of people do is upgrading the star rating of every single character they get in their roster as soon as that's available. And like at this point, kind of all of them are upgraded except for the 7-star upgrade, and I kind of do have the resource to upgrade some more to 7 stars. I'll think about it, but I think it's, for the most part, for a lot of characters, it simply does not matter. Somebody will go ahead and as soon as, let's say, Unhinged Harley Quinn is ready for promotion, they'll promote Unhinged Harley Quinn to the highest star rating they are able to, and that will take up credits. Credits are very, very important resource in the game, and you just shouldn't spend them on characters that you're not going to use. They're just going to sit in your roster without doing anything, and you're just going to upgrade them because you had the option to. At the start of the game, it's very, very important to be very conservative with your resources because you have very little of them. You're going to reach a point like I did over here where I have 41 mil credits, and I'm at the point where I don't have time to spend them, but until then you need to be very, very careful how to spend them. And on the same note, this is actually a bonus one, so I'll have in theory 11 of them, but this goes hand in hand with star promoting characters because star promoting characters is not really a reason in itself, it's more like a means to getting to another thing, which is increasing your threat. What if I told you that's irrelevant? Your threat does not matter one bit. If you get a lot of threat very early in the game, you might actually impede your progress because you're spending resources to get that you most likely shouldn't be spending. In Just Mobile, what matters is the soul rate performance, and that's going to be just a few things that you need to upgrade. The people who upgrade every single character in their roster are going to have more threat, but threat doesn't help you with anything. Threat is just a number. I've seen people who might actually be the best players of Injustice Mobile who had just 10 to 12 million threat because they only upgrade their raids and soul rate teams. Getting a higher threat number and seeing people that have high threat numbers, mine is not even that high, there's people out there with 40 million, 50 million. That is good when you get to some point, and that is done for entertainment purposes, but in terms of helping you progress through the game, this number is irrelevant, and this number increasing is a result of your progress, but is not the goal of your progress. And you shouldn't necessarily see it as a benchmark that you're spending your resources to get words, because it simply doesn't matter. Boy oh boy, maxing one character before doing anything else. And for me, it was even the wrong character. So when I started playing Injustice Mobile, I got Lantern Morocco, and I was like, oh, this dude looks cool. This dude plays well in the Arena, in Champions Arena. Let's max him out. But it was not like level 60 gears, half decent build, no. Level 70 gears, all perfect rolls on the gears, and all epic talents. That's everything I poured my resources into when starting this game and absolutely nothing else. And you shouldn't do that. You should definitely upgrade your good characters, definitely rush Flan Suckman to level 40 gears, maybe even level 60 gears if you don't have anything other to invest in, but just don't keep dumping and dumping resources into something until it's maxed out perfectly until you move to something else. Also, since we're here anyway, we might as well do this. We might as well get my boy to 7 stars. Let's see what epic talent we might get. By the way, what I did here is going to be totally useless. I'm most likely never going to use this character unless I play Arena in Champions Arena again. Oh, another crit chance. That's great. You already had it maxed out. But yeah, just split your resources between the important characters. And keep in mind, getting to a 90% build character is going to require half of the resources that is going to take from taking a character 90% being built to 100% being built, so please do not do that mistake. Not spending your energy, and this is pretty funny at this point, because I personally, I always told you guys, spend your energy, use your energy to farm campaign. You do this, and you farm campaign, you farm the challenges, you farm heroic, you get gear materials, you get credits. You need to spend your energy because it's not going to be replenished until it's spent. I always said that, but at the same time, I want to announce that I'm not going to spend my personal energy anymore because I reached the point where I don't need to. I'm going to, when spending energy, you're going to get credits in gear materials because you're going to shatter the gears that you're going to drop, and that is very, very important at the start of the game. But at the same time, considering my progress in soul rates, I don't really need gear materials anymore, or reforges, or credits, to the point where the 80 gems I'm going to spend on getting more simpacks from these special offers are not going to be worth it for me personally. But that is after years of progress into the game. For you, if you can play it manually, by all means, but if you don't have the time to play it manually, you see energy piling up, you have done all your challenges and you still have energy, you go over here into the... why is the Final Crisis being the only chest on discount? Bro, what's going on in the store, man? But yeah, here you get your Simpack, you pay the 80 gems, and it's definitely going to be worth it in the long run. You're going to reach a point eventually where it's no longer worth to do this, but that's going to be very, very far off, and you should definitely do this at the start and not let your energy pile up, because you need it to keep replenishing. The next big mistake that people are going to do, and this can be a huge one, is starting your own league. A lot of people at the start of the game are not gonna want to socialize with other people, which is definitely understandable, and are going to start their own league. That is going to be highly inefficient and is going to bankrupt you, because raids are very, very expensive to start, because they are meant to be founded by multiple people, not by you alone, and they're going to be very, very hard to do for you at the start of the game, so it's definitely not going to be worth in terms of how much credits you spend to start them, to how much resources you get, and you're going to get a very unoptimal amount of resources. Not gonna show you personally my league, because it's going to be inefficient for you to go straight for that, click the link and try to join, because nobody will accept you, but there's a link in the description, as there usually is, that literally says, click here if you need a link. It'll take you to a Discord server where you're going to be assigned a league. And yeah, that's how it goes, but do not start your own league. That's going to be a terrible idea. Another mistake, and this one is one I'm guilty of, because Champions Arena is going to be an important game mode no matter where you're at in the game, and especially as a new player. So another mistake is going to be not playing Champions Arena, because in Champions Arena the thing is, you might struggle with normal arena, but in Champions Arena it's going to be a matter of how much you can actually play, because most of the teams that are going to be defensive are going to be dumpster fire. So very early on, especially because the seasons last a week and you're going to be able to progress a lot in between them, you should comfortably get at the very least Apprentice or even Guardian in Champions Arena, just given enough time. And granted that you play enough of it, and you're going to get a good amount of gems and a good amount of character shards, and those character shards can be converted so they can help you all promote some certain characters that you have. So Champions Arena is a very important game mode that you should play, because the rewards are definitely worth it, especially at the start of the game. Okay, so since this thing is in the store anyway on random sale, let's talk about with an example about the next point. Some new player is going to go like this, going to be, oh my god, 25% sale, and he's going to be like, oh, a 5% chance to get a legendary character. I want a legendary character myself, I've always wanted to stop doing that. Getting a legendary character for the sake of getting a legendary character is going to be one of the biggest mistakes you can do, and is going to be one of the biggest gem sinks in the game, because legendary characters are indeed very powerful characters, but only some of them. Some other legendary characters are going to be absolute garbage. Half of the legendary characters that we got currently are going to be absolutely dumpster fire, and from the other half that are not dumpster fire, half of that half are not going to be worth pursuing at the start of the game, so you get a very limited pool of legendary characters you should actually chase, and there's some specific chests you should get them from. You should ideally wait for a sale, and if you're going to save up your 500 gems and throw them on the first platinum chest you're going to see in the store, you're not gonna have a great time, and then you're going to be one of those people complaining, oh, I've been playing in Just 2 Mobile for 2 years and I don't have any legendary characters. Yeah, because you don't know how to buy the chests to get them. Wait for a sale, wait for a good legendary character, and then buy the gems that you have saved up. And the last tip I want to give, don't spend credits on talents, yet at the very least. At the start of the game, credits are going to be very, very limited. Refreshing talents is going to be very, very expensive, and very unrewarding compared to how expensive it is. And at this point I have a lot of characters that I didn't even bother refreshing talents on, because on some of them it's not that important to get them absolutely maxed out. I can compensate with the gear rolls, and I do have the talent, so I might reroll. But you see this 41 mil credits. How many characters do you think I can max out with 6 epic talents that I actually want? If I'm very lucky, 5 of them. If I am unlucky less than 5 of them, with 41 million credits, you should spend your credits on promoting the characters to higher star rating that you should promote, and in terms of upgrading their skills, because while talents is going to be a gamble, skills is going to be something that's going to be guaranteed. You know what you get. You put a point in that, you're going to get more damage out of that. It's a very, very simple thing. Yeah, all that being said, that was it for this one. Hope you found this helpful, and all that being said, I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.